This is gonna be fun if I'm by myself, talking to myself. But I'm just gonna give. I know Jerry just left, and we both got pulled into something for an extra 10 or 15 additional minutes. But so I'm just gonna wait another minute, and if nothing else, I'll get to talking, and we'll see where it goes. Wow, I'm going to be talking to myself on a screen for however long this goes. If this doesn't record, that would be really, really annoying. It says recording, but it would be really annoying. Maybe I should pull up something for backup, just in case. Okay. Okay, so now I'm recording twice. I see myself on my phone. I see myself there. It says recording there. It says recording there. Okay, guys, team, ladies, everyone, John. So I watched last week's recording. I thought you guys did a really good job speaking on mobility flexibility, which is our range of motion assessment, and strength balance, and a couple other things that were in there. What other module was there, or was that it? Sorry. And then let's see if I can get back to all right, I think that was it. strength balance and the mobility flexibility. But I just want to make sure that, you guys understand these concepts and the principles. That is the most important part of all of this. And when you deeply understand the principle of load versus capacity and how flexibility and range of motion can affect what people are feeling in different areas of their body or in the gym during different exercises, or what additional hamstring range of motion is going to allow them to do, not just deadlifts, but toes to bar more and clean better and be confident when they're deadlifting or again cleaning or snatching, right? That's really what it's all about. And I thought John hit the nail on the head when he was speaking about Tom, and he said, the way that you connect or tie it all together for someone like Tom, who's, right now he might not necessarily be in pain. And he is still on the younger side in his early 40s, I believe. And he was a former athlete and, lacrosse and hockey player. It's performance based. So, again, unless someone is in extreme pain, something's really limiting them, and it's, limiting them in the gym. For some people, scaling might be enough. Peter Fragoni, scaling is enough for him, and he's okay with that. So that's not the person maybe that this is for, right? We can still continue to tell him, or we should continue to tell him, and more than likely this is for you, Jerry. Pete, the way that we're going to get your hip hopefully to be out of pain and not irritated like for good is not on my table. We've been doing this for a couple of years now, and even though it's better, it's not gone. And so we need to go into deeper, mobility, flexibility testing and strength testing if this is something that you want to, kind of solve for good, and not have to be on my table, and not have to modify. Is that something that you would want to do? Yes, no. And we can continue to ask questions. And that's what I do a lot of. I ask a ton of questions. I try to get as much information on the client, if it's a new client, the human being. Who am I dealing with? What do they have kids? Do they work? Where do they live? Where do they work? What experience they have? That all adds to my ability to not only connect with them, but to provide them with the best care and program and whatever possible. And the same thing here. If I have a client that's in pain, I ask a million questions, right? How much are you sleeping? How much water are you drinking? Are you wearing heels for work? Did you go out did you go out dancing? What did you change? All of a sudden, you're in pain. Did you change anything? Right? All of a sudden, you're bloated. What are you eating anything differently? Right? It's just asking all these questions and trying to figure it out. Everyone's a puzzle. All of this is a puzzle. And what these modules give you are all different little pieces to the puzzle, but it's our job to put those pieces together. And the way that we do that is by asking questions. Okay. So now, not to be too long-winded, let's just, quick flexibility, right? You're either full or you're not. That's really important. So there's no good enough, especially if you're in pain. Okay. So again, if someone is in pain, right? Let's say they have knee pain, and I put them through the lower body assessment, and we should do the whole assessment anyway. but I put them through the lower body assessment and I say, oh, well, they have 4 inches of ankle dorsiflexion and, their prone heel to butt wasn't full, but it was like an inch away. And they didn't have, necessarily pain in it. And like they were an inch away, maybe from touching the ground. They're not full. Okay. It's not good enough. There's opportunity to fix it. Okay. So again, if someone is in pain, your range of motion is either full or it's limited, or not full. Okay. And that's really, really important because for that person that has knee pain, okay, remember adding, even if it's just a ½ inch of ankle dorsiflexion, could take enough load off of their knee to reduce the pain and the symptoms and what they're feeling. And that's really, really important. Again, could they have 2 inches and you're like, of course, of course your knee hurts when you squat. Yeah, but it's not always, as simple as, well, bend over, you have back pain, bend over and touch the ground. Oh, you can barely get to your shins. It's not always that simple. And again, so you look at the picture, okay, you do the assessment, and then you have to take a step back and you put the info of the assessment up on the board and you just fix the assessments. You fix what is maybe the most limited. Okay, start there. Okay. Even if it's, hip pain and you don't necessarily think it's related, start there. Okay. What's the most limited? All right. And then maybe, start attacking the other area or something like that. And at the same time, don't try to fix it all at one time if someone's a train wreck. Okay. So if someone's a train wreck and they're limited in everything, maybe let's fix the most limited, or let's fix like something where they're feeling the discomfort that's attached to the assessment. Okay. If you guys have questions on the assessment, let me know. All right. But you should also know what full is. If you don't know what full is, then of course it's going to be hard for you to determine whether they're limited or full. Right. And we don't all have to be, let's say, have the ability of myself on this. This is also just like my passion. And, I've spent tens of thousands of hours doing it on myself. And, but ask me questions or ask John questions. We're the two that do it the most. Ask Jerry questions, ask Arthur questions, right? Utilize us, the group, the team, so that we can get our clients the best level of care. Okay. So ankles, I think what do they say? 4.5 for ladies, 5.5 for guys. I'm even honestly, I've been seeing 5 to 6 on some other things, some other physical therapy, I guess, channels and chiropractors and things like that. So the more you have, the more ankle range of motion you have, let's just say, the more wiggle room you're gonna have for your knee to not be in pain. Now you have to be strong in those positions as well, right? But you're also going to have more wiggle room when you, kind of fall off a curb and twist your ankle. The person that has no flexibility has no wiggle room. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, when we are talking about strength balance, you can determine all of the strength testing numbers from any individual exercise through, sorry, Patty, mathematics. All right. And we can teach you guys how to do that, right? So you don't necessarily have to deadlift first. Oftentimes we don't deadlift first because the clients are either, coming to us maybe in back pain a lot of times. I would say back pain and knee pain are the most prevalent, for like maybe lower body testing. And at the same time, we're doing strength balance testing. So to me, it makes sense to test the unilateral exercises first. So what we tend to do when John and I have done these strength testing with clients is we'll start on one day. A lot of times we'll do step up testing and we'll do carry testing. Okay. At the same time, depending on who you're working with, right? Like, let's say it's hip or knee pain, right? Let's do that. You could do those two tests in the same session. If there's someone that you're going to be working with, you don't have to do them in the same session, right? They're your private client, or they're literally signed up for me and they're like, hey, Tim, get me out of pain. Cool. We got to do personal training 3 days a week. Awesome. I don't have to do them in the same session. I'm probably not going to do them in the same session if that's the case. If it's someone where I'm doing the mobility flexibility and then, hey, let's see if I can help you. Let's see what I find. Maybe like where you have to like get the sale, so to speak, and I'll help you guys with that stuff. Do the step ups, do the carry. And then again, off the top of my head, other than myself, honestly, and I don't just say this, it's because I've been working on this stuff for like 5 years, guys. Other than myself, I don't think we've had a client start with us that passed the step up and the carry test. And remember the people that kind of like we do it with a lot of times are coming to us like in pain or for a certain reason. Unless they're a private client, I'm sure we've had some private clients that pass those tests, okay, because they're okay. So we start with step ups, carries, unilateral stuff. Remember the numbers should be equal, and that's why you have to figure out the correct weights. So you have, let's say we do a step up. Number one, if you just do a step up, you have them do a front rack empty barbell step up. The first thing that you're testing for in strength balance is left to right in the movement pattern or the exercise. So did I do 10 step ups on the left? Yes. Did I do 10 step ups on the right? Yes. Awesome. We're equal on each leg with the step up at 45 pounds. Unfortunately, I'm supposed to do this test at 95 pounds. So I'm super weak in a step up, right? And sometimes that happens, but I'm even at least. And then you can do the carry test. And, off the top of my head, I can't do the math for the, well, I can. Okay, so step ups are 33% of the deadlift. Okay, I'm good at math, but if you're doing 33% of, let's say your deadlift is 100 pounds, you did it for 10 reps. You should be able to step up for 10 reps with 33 pounds on each leg at a box above knee height. If you do the step up first, let's just say, and you get 33 pounds, you can triple that. Okay, since step up weight is 1/3 of deadlift weight, you triple that, which means you multiply by 3 and you still get 100 for the deadlift. The carry, the single arm carry, is 50% of the deadlift. Okay, 50% means half, means multiply it by 0.5 or take half, however you want to get there. On a calculator, you multiply it by 0.5. So your carry then would be 50 pounds. So if you have 10 step ups on the left, 10 on the right at 33, when you carry the weight on the right, you should get 10. When you carry it on the left, you should get 10. That means that you are equal side to side and exercise to exercise. Okay. If you had a 100-pound deadlift for 10, amazing, rock star. 3 out of, I guess, our main 4 tests for lower body, right? Now let's squat. Okay. Wow. You can squat more than you can deadlift, or you can, like you got 20 reps on your squat. Holy moly. I don't know if that would actually happen, but You see what I'm getting at? Or, you're only able to squat for 5. Cool. You have a clear strength imbalance in one of our movement patterns, a movement pattern that is for ankle, Achilles, knee, quad, glute health. Okay. So remember, now you have an imbalance in the backside of your body, essentially, because your deadlift is super strong, which is the backside of the body, to the front side of your body. So yeah, that could make shit go wrong and you be in pain. Okay. And that's why, guys, this stuff is so important. And, the guys at Active Life didn't make up all these things, or come up with it. A lot of these things were from people before them. And then, multiple people, Paula Quinn, people, Strong Fit down in, Maryland in the 90s. These are like people, this is around for 30 years, and then they built off of it. And the guys at Active Life, they owned multiple gyms in Long Beach, and they had a chiropractic clinic, and their coaches are from literally all over the world. And there's other, obviously, companies and organizations that do similar things, right? So they didn't just randomly be like, hey, you got to do this. It's like the data, the research in the gym, and these are what we have found. And me personally, until I'm proven otherwise, these principles work. I have never found someone that these principles, right? And I'm not talking when they get hit by a bus, and I'm not talking about, someone that tore their ACL playing soccer, they're not going to not need surgery. But when they come back, if we use these principles, we can get them back better than maybe they were before. So again, from a physical therapy, recovery, rehab standpoint, we use these principles. From a performance standpoint, if your squat is shit compared to everything else, let's work on squatting. You're weak at squatting, Tim. So let's squat a little more often, or make sure that we squat once each week rather than working on your strengths. You're going to see the biggest reward working on where you're weaker. And that's where these tests come in from performance perspective. And also, again, you have the person in the gym that's like, oh, my deadlift's weak. And I'm always like, how do you know? Like, how do you know? Well, because Joe deadlifted, 400. Like, yeah, Joe's got 75 pounds on me and is 6'2", right? Like, no, my deadlift's not weak. His deadlift is just strong and he's just bigger than me, right? Or maybe it is weak. Let's figure it out. You want to figure it out? This way we have the information and we can get better. That's the goal, get better. But it's problem solving, guys, okay? And then so upper body testing, the one thing that I want to make sure that everybody understands, because we had this thing Jerry brought up, like, what about a person that's overweight, right? And that's always kind of like a little tricky, but it's cut and dry for the upper body testing. If you can do a pull-up, or if you can do 5 pull-ups, you're doing them at your body weight. So now you have to be able to do 5 high pulls and 5 one-arm presses at 33% your body weight. Your body weight is your body weight, right? And would it be maybe wear and tear on your shoulder if you were a little lighter? Maybe, but the heavier you are, for the most, like, depending on, obviously, if it's all body fat, then no, but like, you're going to be stronger when you're heavier. That's just physiology. But again, like, if I'm 250 pounds and I got 5 pull-ups, I need to be able to get, let's call it 80 pounds on a high pull for 5. I need to get 80 pounds on a press for 5. Okay. If I can't, my shoulder is weak in a particular exercise, range of motion, muscle group. Okay, and that's the key. We're training different muscles and movement patterns to make the strongest shoulder overall. Okay, and the stronger we are overall, the healthier we are overall, the better we're going to perform overall. Okay, so weight doesn't matter. If you're able to do pull-ups, you're able to do pull-ups. Boom, 33% body weight. Okay, if you're not able to do pull-ups, that's where we do the row test. Okay, and I believe the row is 50% body weight at that point. Okay, and again, the tests, if you can't do 50% body weight, then you just want to so like the high pull and I think it's 50%. The high pull and the press are 33%. And then again, you would use the same calculation math to get the different numbers from your number. So again, your strength balance, left to right, most important. And then are my, most important, are those off? And then are my like weights off compared to the other exercises? So like high pull, 20 pounds for 10, press 30 pounds for 10. It's off. You got to do high pulls. All right. Awesome. So now the really, really fun stuff. And if you guys don't know, over the last few weeks, month, I've been having some knee pain in my left knee. And I do kind of know exactly when it started. I don't actually know like how long ago it was, but I know the sequence of events. I worked out at a CrossFit gym on a Friday. Okay. We did squatting. We did, I think some running, or biking, hang power cleans, kettlebell swings, lunges. We did too much, right? Too much, but I was in someone else's gym. I did it, felt fine. I came in on Saturday. I normally don't do the partner workouts on Saturdays, but I did come in on Saturday, and I know there were box jump overs, and I might have done, and I don't remember, dumbbell snatches. I know I did some skier. And then Sunday was a rest day. And then Monday was running and box jump overs. And I don't remember, might have been burpee box jump overs, but I think it was running box jump overs. And then I don't know if there was strength that day. And then after that, I felt some knee pain after that. And again, I didn't immediately say to myself like, oh, it was just Monday. It was like, well, Friday, Saturday, Monday, it's probably all of it. Remember, like, right? The totality maybe of those 3 workouts probably created some pain, some irritation in my knee. It wasn't necessarily, because I didn't feel it as it was happening. I didn't think it was just after, and then it went away, I think, or got a little better, and then it just stuck around. Okay, remember, you want to listen to the whispers. Those whispers, the things that, oh, my left knee's bothering me and my right feels fine. Oh, it got better. And then my left knee's bothering me again. My right knee's fine. It stuck around a little longer, but I ignored it, pushed through. And now it's, feels like shit. But so my knees was bothering me. Okay. And it literally happened as I started doing the knee training group, which is going amazingly, by the way, using all these principles. And this brings us to our what is pain, what does tight mean, and tendon health modules that I want to talk to about now. Okay. And so I have been doing some specific things for my knee over the last 4 to 5 weeks. All right. And it has gotten better because originally, like, there was one day where it was like I felt it going up and down stairs quite a bit. And that's when I was like, all right, time to start taking this seriously. And I also look back, and it's like, have you ever had knee pain? And I'm like, Well, I kind of have. Because I remember when I was 18 at Towson University, I would have knee pain doing a leg press, like fairly often, on and kind of like on and off. It might have been a good day, I would do it. A bad day, no, this fucking hurts. I don't know if it was my left knee or my right knee, but I know that I had knee pain then. And I know probably about 7 or 8 years ago, I probably had some knee pain too. So again, just like there might have been stuff going on. It might not have been a big deal, but now I'm getting older, just trying to put it together. Keep in mind, I played football for 10 years. I wrestled for 15 years. I boxed for 5 years. I played lacrosse for 10 years. It adds to it, right? Anyways, been doing some stuff the last few weeks. Squatting is the most painful and the most uncomfortable for me, bar none. Okay. Running, barely feel it. Even the jump rope, maybe more than running, but like not really. A couple of weeks ago when I did step ups, I definitely felt it more on a higher box than a lower box, even when I added weight on the lower box. So I chose to do that. And then I didn't squat, I don't know, for a couple of weeks, honestly. And is it getting better? It was better than the original day. But like, not really. Right. And so I said to myself, and this ties in pain and tendon and irritation. This Monday, today's a Thursday. I said, I don't know, it's not getting better not squatting. So let's add some squats in. So I did one air squat using the HSR tempo, which is 3 seconds down, 3 seconds up. And then the next day I did 2. And the next day I did 4. And then the next day I did 8. And I'm not joking to you that after I did on day 4, 8 slow tempo air squats, I was like, I'm pretty sure my fucking knee feels the best it's felt in the last 2 months. So is it tendonitis? Probably not. Didn't get better with rest. Tendinosis or some sort of tendon issue, not itis. Remember, tendonitis gets worse as you exercise, okay? Really painful, really, really painful. Gets worse as you exercise. You need to rest that tendon. Mine didn't get better. Hasn't. Until I started squatting. And today I did 12 slow reps. It feels freaking great right now. We'll see how it feels tomorrow, but again, general rule of thumb, you see our clients in here, they're warming up and it feels better as they go, you're good to go. Okay. Now that's using the tendon principle and also the pain principle, right? Oh, it's feeling better. Cool. Right? It's getting worse. Not good. We need to decrease reps. We need to decrease weight. We need to, and then if it's still not getting better, that's enough for today. Change the movement. Okay. And, I think the heavy, slow resistance tempo training is our most underutilized tool in our toolbox. And I'll tell you why. Because if we can utilize this tempo during weight training with clients, that could make our tendons healthier and stronger and get us out of these tendon issues and potential tendon issues, then why not use it periodically? Time under tension also builds strength. So if we can fix our tendon issues and health as well, and keep them healthy, and even if you're not in pain, better, give it a little lotion, a little tendon lotion. Why not? So let's start utilizing some of these tempos during some shoulder presses, during some barbell curls for that front shoulder pain, during our squats, right? Why not? Different stimulus, different time under tension, gonna build some strength, some lighter loads overall, still not light once we get comfortable and confident with the tempos. So that's where I'm at, guys. And, again, I think it's the most underutilized training tool we have. And, your clients will know kind of, oh, it feels better. Like, I think it feels better. Again, for me, it's 4 days. Now we'll see how it goes. But I have used it last year and it worked. So again, we're getting strength, we're getting tendon health, right? Because the research in the article that they showed states that the HSR training, not only did they see a higher adherence, right? Which is literally your client does it more often, because who would rather squat? Who wouldn't rather squat than do calf raises, right? For Achilles tendinopathy. I mean, I know I would, right? They're like, hey, Tim, you could, or hey, Joe, you could squat heavy 2 to 3 times per week, or you could do the calf raises. And the calf raises is like, it takes way longer as well in terms of the training session. So that's what it is, right? So, let's try to, with these people that sometimes have these knee issues or hip issues, whatever it is, let's try to employ some HSR in healthy ranges of motion. So don't put them in positions that they should not be in with the tendon health. So if they have to do it to a box because of limited flexibility, that's cool. We're still going to work the tendons and build strength, right? And while we simultaneously, maybe during their warm up, try to fix the range of motion issues. And that's the important stuff. It's like we could, the puzzle thing again, guys, okay? Trying to, do the best. And if you have a reason and you're comfortable and confident and, this is what we're doing and why, and using the principles and everything that we discussed, then cool, right? Your plan doesn't necessarily have to be the same as mine. As long as you know why you're doing it and you're comfortable and confident and making sure the client's getting better and not worse, and, using all of those feedback principles like pain and tightness and all these sensations, that's what it's all about, right? And that gets us to what is pain? Pain is just a sensation, right? I know I liked what Larry said in his lesson. Pain is the negative emotional response to irritation. It's usually negative. It's based on, again, a feeling, but fear. I remember having somebody tell me that before they even did a good morning with a PVC pipe, that they told me their back was going to hurt the next day, and I'm like, you didn't even do it yet, and it's with a PVC pipe. So if that's your belief, then we need to change it, because you got to be able to do a good morning with a PVC pipe if you want to get out of back pain, right? And again, I firmly believe that the exercises that are causing us the most pain and irritation long-term are what we need to long-term get us out of pain and get us out of pain for good. It gives us the most information. And it doesn't mean that we're going to do those exercises today, but you should be able to run, and you should be able to lunge without pain, and you should be able to press, some go overhead. Okay. These are things that you should be able to do. And so staying away from them is a Band-Aid. And if you don't fix these issues now, for the most part, they're not going to get better, especially if you live an active lifestyle. If you sit on your couch, might be fine. But if you live an active lifestyle and you want to play sports and you want to run and jump and surf and bike and run and, deadlift and do all these things, then, that's why some of these issues show up, is because, if you're scaling and modifying and not fixing the problem, then you're not fixing the problem and it doesn't get better. And then when you try to do, this awesome shit, bad stuff happens. And that's why we got to fix the exercises that cause us pain, or we have to try to, in my opinion, right? If that's a goal for us. For me, I know that's what I want to do. I don't want to have any limitations. Okay. I want no limitations. My goal for myself is to be able to do whatever the fuck I want to do. When my kids are older, I want to be able to, I'm going to run with them. I'm going to play. I hope to put on football pads and not tackle little kids, but like be able to put on the pads and stuff when they're older, be the person they tackle or whatever, right? When my son's hopefully bigger than me, I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to, I want to be the cool dad. I want to be, like I'm trying to become anti-fragile. I don't want to be fragile. I don't want to have to worry about, squatting and my knee bothering me, or running and modifying. That's just not me. I want to live without these limitations. Okay. And some people want to do that. Some might not care. And that's okay. Right. Like it's not up to us to, force our beliefs on other people. Hey, if you're okay, like not running for the rest of your life, even though you have 65 years left to go, probably. Okay. If it changes, I believe I can help you. Okay. And that's important, right? You just tell them confidently. And, if your situation changes or if your knee gets worse and you want to address the issue, I believe I can help you, right? Flexibility, strength testing, HSR, tendon training, okay? Modifying load versus capacity, sleeping more, modifying your exercise protocol, right? Not necessarily just coming into group class and doing whatever's on the board. You need to do some personal training so that we can fix these issues, okay? And again, so irritation drives adaptation. Again, I believe that these exercises that cause us pain, if we keep them under a 4 out of 10, can help us be the things that get us out of pain, right? If we're unable to deadlift, we're probably not going to, long-term be able to be out of back pain, right? We might be out of pain now, but as soon as we go to deadlift again or lift something heavy outside, we might have back pain. And it's all about putting ourselves in the best position to win and be healthy and to succeed long term. The more flexible you are, the more freedom you have to move. The stronger you are, the more freedom you have to lift heavy things. And if you're not flexible, let's work on that. And if you're not strong or not balanced, let's work on that. And if you have some tendon issues, which happen over time from overuse and wear and tear, and remember, tendons feel better from slow, heavy training. Higher repetitions at lower weight, faster, bad for tendons. Okay. So just remember that. A lot of the home exercise programs, not the best for, the knees and the joints and the ligaments. Okay. So going light and doing 1,000 reps is not the best thing. Definitely not, actually. I think it's worse for, in my mind. Okay. And what does tight mean? Tightness is just a feeling, guys, right? Feels tight. Don't smash it. Don't roll it. Don't, stretch it. Don't shoot it with a gun. Let the natural recovery process do its thing. And if it doesn't get better, let's investigate. All right. Let's investigate. Let's see what we find. And that's what it's all about. Right. And again, I'm going to get an MRI on my knee and I'm hopeful that there's something there. Okay. And that's just to lend credibility to these systems. And again, I've had knee pain and hip pain and back pain and shoulder pain, and I've used these principles, guys, every year, every week. And that's why until I'm proven otherwise, until someone, takes 3 to 6 months and works 3 days a week on this stuff, it's going to be hard for me. It's impossible for me to, be swayed. And, that's where I'm at. This wasn't easy without questions, but, so it's a puzzle, guys, and we just need to find the pieces, and I'm here to help you find them if you need and want. And so is John, and so is Jerry, and so is Arthur, of course, and so is Patty and Joe and everyone on our team. But, some of us are a little more, have done this a lot more than others. And so, again, it's just problem solving. It's knowing when to, hey, we need to change the exercise up because it's like you're getting worse. And one of the things that I really like to do for the most part is I only change one thing for the most part, like per session. So I'm not if I have a client that's in knee pain, I'm not like, okay, this session we're going to try and run, and we're also going to try and box jump, and we're also going to try and squat for the first time. Because then I'm like, I don't know what the fuck bothered it, right? And it's bothered again. But if we, today we're going to do some squats, right? Let's do 3 sets of 6. Let's see how it is, right? Cool. You felt great, and the next day you're great, and 2 days later you're great. Let's do 3 sets of 8 to 12. Cool. Let's add a little weight. And then we're changing, we're progressive overload, right? Just general principles of strength training and conditioning, progressive overload. Okay. Also using pain and what they're feeling and their symptoms and things like that to dictate whether we progress, whether we stay the same, whether we have to take it a step back, dial back, change the exercise, maybe rest something for a week, and then, maybe pick back up, right? It's all a puzzle, guys. And I hope this was helpful. I hope you watch it. I hope you have questions for me, because you know what? Like, getting people fit is really cool. Like getting fit people fitter is cool. But when you have someone lose 100 pounds and change their life, like it hits different. And I'm getting a little emotional just because I have people in mind. And when you have people that come to you that can't walk without pain, and they feel lost, and they went to the physical therapist and the surgeon, and no, you shouldn't get surgery, and physical therapy, like, I feel maybe it's a little better, but it's still there, right? Remember, most of these things, for the most part, depending on the person, there's physical therapy, there's us, right? What we're talking about now, and then there's sport, life, like training. Okay. We're here. We could do all of it, right? Which is awesome. But what we're talking about here is in the middle. Most people go from physical therapy, whatever they do, and it's like you think you're ready because like you don't have pain anymore, and it's like, but that's next level, right? From ACL to like playing soccer and cutting and jumping, and you know what I mean? Like, and let's make sure it doesn't happen again, right? And so that's what it's all about. And again, last year I had somebody that literally couldn't walk without having knee pain, could not walk without having knee pain. in 3 months, only 2 sessions per week, walking, biking, squatting, deadlifting 100, I think she deadlifted like 115 pounds, smiling, confident, able to play with her kids. You know, that's the stuff for me that like I love doing. And that's why I'm so passionate about this stuff. And again, we're at 46 minutes and 20 seconds now, guys. Have a great day. And I will see you guys before next Thursday, but I'll see you like on the computer screen next Thursday. All right. Goodbye.